10, Lexi Gary. Number 11, Kurt Abbott. Number 12, Brad Hauser. Number 15, Drew Johnson.
USA Ultimate is proud to present the 2017 USA Ultimate National Championships. The middle matchup of our championship triple header is the mixed final. The top two seeds set for a battle. Philadelphia Amp and Seattle Mixtape. Both teams looking for their first ever national championship, and Mixtape to boot, looking to win the Triple Crown. A pair of 15-11 wins in the semifinals yesterday. Boston Slow White, Seattle BFG both had their moments. I think it's fair to say these are the two best teams ready to meet with everything on the line. And we welcome you in again, Evan Lepler and Megan Tormey. An opportunity for both these teams. First opportunity to win a title, even more at stake for Mixtape. They finished second a couple times. They don't want to do that again.
Absolutely not. They have been working all season with this very game in mind, that they are going to come out, work hard with the program they've developed all season. They're starting off with energy high at the very beginning.
A couple of times in the last 5 years, Philadelphia Amp was the #1 overall seed at the national championship tournament. Didn't make it into the Final Four, but this year is different. They revamped their team with so much youth. Players like Rahamo Zafari, the veteran, Emily Shields, Carolyn Normile, Linda Morris, and how about Anna Thompson as one of the young female phenoms on this AMP roster?
She has championship level play at a ripe old age of 20. We were just stunned with some of what she came out with yesterday in the semifinal against BFG. You know, her awareness, her ability to execute, and her ability to make plays like that one sets her apart on a very talented roster.
Incredibly clutch. They put a lot of responsibility on her shoulders, and she can handle it at the young age of 20. Seattle Mixtape, US Open champs, Pro Flight championships. They finished second in nationals in 2014 and 2015. They didn't have Mark Burton, Megan, the last 2 years, and this is really the game that he came back from the men's division for. Unfinished business, a national championship, that's the goal.
Yeah, you watch Mixtape refuse as a team to lose a game. Mark Burton, really a difference maker in their ability to close out games. He's been a hard fighter, an energetic leader for the team, just a very dynamic, well-rounded player, and he's able to pull out all of the stops, use the full breadth of his talent in big games like this one.
They've got a lot of firepower between guys like Burton, Khalif El Salam, Jesse Bolton, Abby Abramovich, Paige Kircher. We could go on. We're so excited for this mixed championship game. AMP and Mixtape opening pull when we return to the sunny skies of Sarasota. The USA Ultimate National Championships are presented by Discraft Ultrastar. Find the official disc of USA Ultimate at more than 1,900 U.S. retail locations. Starting lineup for Philadelphia AMP in the championship game. Perifico Robinson, the spirited and energetic Alicia Dixon, with the speedy Sarah Johnson. Stephen Ing, Carolyn Normile, and Matt Carter for Patrick Sherlock, and Luke Bryan, Ben Pellick have basically become co-coaches, not playing because of injury. Mixtape with a versatile group: Hauser, Abramovich, Johnson, Burton, Bolton, Kircher, and Wynn. We'll see how much Drew Johnson and Claire Revere played today. They did not play in the semifinals. Certainly two spark plugs throughout the season for Mixtape. The wind continues to breeze. It's steady but not vicious, but certainly will be a factor in the game, Megan.
Yeah, it's picked up a little bit since we watched Revolver take on Double Wide in the men's final. So I feel like we'll probably see more junk looks thrown in this game and see a lot more of those long puts be slightly affected by this ever rising breeze.
One of the things AMP coach Patrick Sherlock said, in AMP Mixtape games, there are always a lot of breaks. D-lines get turnovers, punch them in, so they expect this game to be full of peaks and valleys. Just try to stay the course. AMP will start on defense.
Seattle Mixtape, Philadelphia AMP.
Rob Robinson, who was big at both ends of the field, defensively and offensively, and converting breaks yesterday, getting ready to get us started.
Rob Robinson to get us underway.
A first-time champion is a certainty in the mixed division. The question is, who will it be? Mixtape on offense. Burton in the middle gives it to Bolton. See the wind playing havoc, but Kircher calmly takes care of it. Here's Brad Hauser. Hauser just steady and solid for this Mixtape O-line. See Matt Carter pick up Burton, a launch deep for Jesse Bolton. The speed to close on the disc, electric. Jesse Bolton hauls in the game's opening score.
Well, I might have had doubt for a moment there, but I'm sure Burton, Bolton, and their teammates had no doubt at all that Jesse Bolton would be able to run that out and dig underneath. And there's Bolton throwing to Burton immediately before sprinting deep for that great grab.
This is Seattle. They love that small ball, throw and go. This is a team that plays a ton of Ultimate, a ton of mini. I think they'd probably prefer if there was a mini national championships, they would dedicate more energy to that. But for the moment, they use the length of the field to their benefit as well. Jesse Bolton, a really nice pickup for this team. Middle school classmate of Khalif El-Salam and Henry Fan, others. Mark Burton, one of the leaders in the tournament in assists. Of course, Robin Myers was spectacular for wild card. Chris Mazer playing in this game last year for Connecticut Metro North. Second in the tournament again with Dallas Public Enemy 2016. Asked Mazer who he liked in the final. Not sure if he realized his pick would become public, but he said he liked AMP because of their strong female core.
AMP is excellent at using their females predominantly when moving the disc on offense, and you'll see them generate a lot of good momentum in the middle of the field.
Mazer also said, by the way, that Michael Ng, who's got the disc now, might be the best player in the mixed division.
See if Ng lives up to Mazer's expectations.
Thompson sends it long, and it defended. Bert Abbott got her paw in there to knock it away when it looked like Mozafari had the angle.
Blake almost made up for it by digging underneath. Blake had a couple of really great plays like that yesterday when he thought the play was over, but he kept it alive. Not able to do so today on that play.
Abbott rifled the flip, and then Klein wants that one back. He just uncorked a laser that did not have nearly enough air. That's Mixtape's first turnover. Look out.
Yeah, I think he might have adjusted his arm very late in the throw for what he thought could have been a hand block, but then his release point was way too low.
Great disc movement. We've gotten used to it. Emily Shields to Anna Thompson. Thompson played middle school ultimate in the Seattle area. She grew up in Bellevue, Washington. She did not play in high school. She went to the same high school as Jacqueline Verjou, one of the young superstars in the sport. Seattle Riot, Dartmouth Princess Leia. Thompson airs it for Ng. He's there. Got open against Fan. And now Nico Lake. Ng. And into the end zone. Out of the reach of the bidding Mozafari. Kelsey Devlin just put a little bit too much sauce on that backhand.
I think we've seen now a couple of examples of how the wind has started to pick up. I mean, just a little while ago, these teams were warming up one field over. And the time difference between their warm-up and now is a few degrees difference in wind. And, you know, they've had a lot of reps in practice. in wins slightly different from this one. It's going to take a little bit of adjustment as we see another errant throw from Mixtape.
Yeah, it was catchable though. Henry Fan began to body up his defender instead of continuing for the disc. This is Calvin Trisolini, their leader in assists. That disc floating in the air, and Thompson can't make the play. Lozano nearby with the defensive pressure. Here's Klein.
This goes back to Amp on the Mixtape turn.
Turnover filled second point.
People wait to pick up.
Again, Mixtape downfield, closing the space. It was Garrity this time, knocking the huck to the ground.
Henry Fan to pick up.
Fan wants it all. He's got Klein in the area. And Evan Klein skies over Michael Ing for the Mixtape break. 2-0 Seattle.
Evan Klein goes up top to bring it into the Mixtape score.
And what a classic sky that was.
Evan Klein, certainly a Player of the Year candidate as well. After Garrity got the D, this is just giving your big fella a chance to make a play.
Klein goes up early, reaches over the head of Ing, grabs it out of the air before Ing even has a chance to make a play on it.
So Amp turns it over 3 times offensively. They had it in the red zone, could not convert. And Mixtape off to a 2-0 start in this final. They played the champion Minneapolis Dragon Throw squad 2014 and 2015. 15-9 loss to Seattle Mix. That was their first ever trip to Nationals. And then they kind of expected to be back the next year, lost 14-12 in a game that I believe was tied 12 all. The #1 seed coming in, the favorite. Closest call, that game against Wild Card when they were pulling on Universe Point. Wild Card had a couple chances, but Khalif El-Salam, getting ready to pull here, had 2 Ds on that critical point. Mixtape with 4 males, 3 females on the line. Amp matches that. And we're ready. Centering the disc to Matt Zumbro. Zumbro, currently the coach of the Delaware women's team, recruited Natalie Bova from that squad onto Amp. Shaky start from Philly. Here's Klein again. El-Salam. Khalif has really changed his game from the player he was when Mixtape first went to the finals at Club Nationals. Something that the team leaders have really talked about. Trying to convince Khalif that he doesn't have to be a hero. There is a foul here. Looked like the contact from Perifico will give El-Salam a fresh count.
And here we see just a lapse in mental concentration. Perhaps the 2-0 score starting to get to Amp's nerves just a little bit. This championship would mean so much to both of these teams. It's really important to mitigate nerves coming into a big game like this when the wind has picked up slightly.
And this is Amp's first ever trip to the title game. They made it to the semis in 2007, had not been in a Final Four since then.
defense from AMP. They are really taking away options from Mixtape.
Forcing the 50-50. Klein couldn't make it 2 in a row. Excellent defense from Bobby Roos. Just 5'11", but he elevated to get there first.
Couldn't ask for anything nicer than a turnover about 15 yards from your end zone.
But AMP continues to struggle just to complete passes. 5 turnovers for AMP with these last 2 O points. And Mixtape looking for a 3-0 lead. Z Chen on the doorstep. Squeezes it through to Cogburn. And it's 3-0 CF. In the words of Dick Vitale, AMP might need a timeout, maybe.
There's the D from Garrity to start off this offensive possession for Mixtape. Again, AMP pressure made things very difficult. Mixtape forced to literally squeeze the disc into the end zone.
Saw El Salam clap his hands like he anticipated the disc coming. Patrick Sherlock did get the entire AMP team together in a huddle. Did not see a timeout signal. So AMP now getting to the line quickly. Kind of buying an extra timeout in between points. AMP returns out there with their 4 female O-line. Z Chen with the dime. Lake Trissolini and Ing. Emily Shields, Anna Thompson, Kelsey Devlin, Raham Ozafari.
Nice play.
And just skips out the back of the end zone.
Skipped out the back, landed in, so Lake will slowly scroll it up to the line. Cam Bailey's on Calvin Trissolini downfield. Here's Shields. Ozafari with Abbott on the mark. Struggling to find an option. Finally, Shields shakes free. Thompson, seems like she's always laying out to make the catch. To Lake. Trissolini was coming in, and it was a poor throw anyway. Lake thought Trissolini was going long. Right when he released it, he turned in. Nick Dare and Mixtape said their game against Slow White yesterday, one of their cleanest of the season. Only had 8 total turnovers in the game yesterday. They're halfway there, up 3-0, 4 points in today.
Throw from Kavanaugh, diving just a little bit early for Cam Bailey. Makes a bid and picks up some paint along the way.
Mixtape has turned it over 4 times. 3 of them have been on Aaron Hucks. We'll see if this one works for Michael Ing. It's read beautifully by Emily Shields. AMP in the red zone again. Thompson couldn't connect with Trissolini. There was too much traffic. Stall count rising. Lefty backhand for Nico Lake. Casey Ikeda's like, what happened? AMP on the board. At 3-1.
That's the Hawk that started it out. And check out this toss from Thompson.
Look at Ikeda on the right side.
I mean, that was split-second decision-making from Thompson, who noticed Ikeda surging past and immediately puts up a light lefty backhand. I'm sure Casey won't forget that she has that in her arsenal.
Anna Thompson, of course, played middle school ultimate, so she had experience when she arrived at the University of Pennsylvania. Patrick Sherlock was telling us the story of her first ever practice with a UPenn women's team. And they're just trying to figure out, the coaches are, who can do what. So they're just doing very basic throws and, okay, throw a backhand this way, throw a flick, and Thompson is rifling these throws with snap. And he's like, have you played before? She's like, yeah. And he said, where are your cleats? He said, my mom's shipping them. And the next time she showed up to practice in her cleats.
And I have to think, as a coach of a college program, there could be no sweeter sight than a complete rookie throwing a beautiful forehand.
It's becoming more and more common across college campuses around the country. Back when you and I were in college, it was not a very common thing. Burt back on offense. This is the second offensive point for Mixtape. They held on a layout grab by Jesse Bolton to start the game. There's a turnover. Carolyn Normile made sure and then rifles downfield. Brad Hauser cleans it up.
Brad Hauser takes it back to Mixtape.
Ramovich for Burt. Kircher. There's Nick Dare, the veteran on this team, 37 years old.
Nick Dare said before he played on Mixtape, he thought he was the most competitive person he knew. He joined this squad of individuals who will spend days, not hours, debating such things as, could 7 Drew Johnsons beat 7 Burt Adams? This is a very competitive team who likes to compete.
Nice throw from Rosso. Robinson shook his mark away and finds Flamberg in the end zone. And has broken back. And just like Patrick Sherlock predicted, we've had 5 points and we've had 3 breaks. 2 for Mixtape and now 1 from Philly.
Mixtape looking like they're starting to lose the edginess that was so perfectly in place when they stepped on the field. Amp, on the other hand, has taken hold of the momentum and is ready to run with it.
Robinson out of Westchester University. Huge piece for this Amp D-line. And now they're back on D. 3-0 in pool play. Taking down a San Francisco Blackbird team that had some Final Four championship aspirations. Team that Mixtape had to face in the finals at the Pro Championships in Seattle.
Austin Bonelli on the pole for Amp.
Austin Bonelli with a backhand pull, rolls it toward the sideline. Bolton looking for Mark Burt, but excellent defense early on to delay the quick throw. Matt Carter again on Burt. Ing getting a deep point here against Hauser, who flips it deep, looking for Burt, and too far. All right. Philly looking to break back and get this thing on serve again. Benelli. Here's Stephen Ing. Zafari swings it nicely to Sabato. Downfield, Benelli, end zone, Ing! And he dropped it on impact.
This was looking like a really amazing point for AMP as they just easily pushed past Mixtape's defense. And a tragic drop from Ing in the end zone.
Gotta maintain possession through the entirety of the landing. Complete the catch. No question about it, no good. A gift for Mixtape. Thought he had revenge. Hauser thinks differently. They'll discuss it. This is where the wingspan of Michael Ing, go Gadget arms.
Is that none of us had enough look that we were confident of make this rolling, so it's going to go back. Contested.
Hauser and Ing continuing to discuss it.
We'll stay with Mixtape.
Back to Abramovich. Beg your pardon, that's Kircher. Gets the reset. McKibben to Kircher.
Travel call.
Megan Fiona McKibben called for traveling here, but she's had a pretty good impact on this team. Played for Seattle Ryan for a number of years. Went to NYU, but a Seattle product. Now 28 years old in her second year with Mixtape. Ing very close again. Quickly gets the mark on. Beaten over the shoulder by the backhand, and then Burton. He thought he was bumped, and it does not appear like there will be a contest.
It's uncontested, coming on one. Burton to put it in play. Mark Burton to the end zone.
Burton to Hauser to make it 4-2.
That's Seattle 4, Philly 2.
Certainly remember the fact that Michael Ing had the tying score and could not hang on. And nearly had the D, but the observers could not uphold it. And you give Mixtape a number of chances, they usually convert.
It's one of those plays where, depending on how this game turns out, you'll think back, was this a difference maker?
And look, the conversation continues. I saw Hauser say, I see what you're saying, but.
And I feel like that's how very frequently those kinds of discussions go. It's so hard when your adrenaline is high to get outside of your own mind, your own perception, to see what might possibly happen. But I give credit to them for trying. Instead of going back to their respective spots, resting, drinking some water, they're still working through this discussion. Who knows if it'll be fruitful or not, but they're spending some time and energy on it for sure.
Better now than during the point. It was really close. To be honest, I could have seen it either way.
Yeah. Personally, I saw their shoulders touching, but I think Ing reached out with his left left hand to make the D.
Philippe El-Salam on that goal for Mixtape.
There have been 10 total break chances so far through 6 points. Amps 1 for 3, Mixtape is 2 for 7. Trissolini launching, Purifico in pursuit, El-Salam lurking, and the disc sails too far, and thankfully El-Salam's bid landed short of the concrete
The disc carries out the back
beyond the end zone.
That's an Amp turnover.
Too much on this backhand from Trissolini.
Look at El-Salam as he closes the difference.
And a look
Tough.
that Purifico gave El-Salam right there. Questionable play by Khalif, especially on one that was uncatchable.
Yeah. El-Salam had another such play yesterday and later tweeted an apology out saying that it's unacceptable.
Off the turn, Trissolini sends it deep again. And this time, an amazing catch by Nick Purifico. Toting the line for the Philly score. Wow.
Feel like that catch was fueled by adrenaline. There's the bobble from Klein that gives Amp the possession. Another great shot from Trissolini, and watch this.
Oh.
It's incredible. Reaching back with his toes as he makes this grab to ensure he comes down inbounds.
El-Salam there clearly stopped and called him in. And Purifico takes a look back at El-Salam after soaring. Didn't look like Trissolini had set up too far again.
Mixtape was issued a
El-Salam
teamless conduct foul during that point.
Top 5 in the
Dangerous
Callahan
play.
voting each of the past couple of years. An award that he really wanted to win. He was very vocal about it. He fell short. El-Salam did go to him after the play and tried to apologize, but Purifico wasn't happy about it, but I think he'll probably appreciate it. Nice job by our crew catching that exchange. Khalif's been in a lot of these big games, but he's still a young kid. And there looked like a foul. No call. Abramovich's throw was simply very off the mark. There we go, So Amp will have it. The point I was getting to though, Megan, as an athlete, as we'll see the throw here from Abramovich. Nice clean hand block. I wonder if El-Salam will let those thoughts linger, or if he will move on and play his game the rest of the way. Ripped deep by Rosso. Bolton and Hauser there defensively for Mixtape, and Bolton got his hand on it.
Just Bolton with the lead for Mixtape. Burton picks up.
Amp did just score on a huck, but percentages aren't playing in either team's favor in the huck game so far in this final.
But in particular, Amp's defense is making Mixtape's short game really tricky.
Throw goes over the head of Bolton. Wynn turns it over. Philly's score here would be a break and it would put us back on serve. Mixtape jumped out to a 3-0 lead. And now for the last 5 has been scored by Amp. Justin Carter up the line for the goal, and we're tied 4-all.
There's the lofty throw that ended that offensive count by Mixtape. Normile steps up, and you know a beauty's coming out.
Right on the money. No chance for Bolton to poach and get there.
Normile is just cool as a cucumber in the red zone and has quite a versatile arsenal of throws, which serves her very well at ensuring success when she's outside the end zone. Even in conditions like this, she's able to put up tricky throws that are very tough to defend.
Patrick Sherlock intense. There's Calvin Trissolini. A lively Philly cheering section. They've been waiting for a moment like this. The city of brotherly love has had an underrated ultimate scene for a long time. The men's program, Philly Patrol, had a tough weekend here in Florida, but plenty to cheer for with AMP. Interesting to see how Mixtape responds. They're a team, as I think Mark Burton said yesterday, just riding the wave. And they don't have a ton of momentum on that wave right now.
No, they don't, and they haven't shown that they're working well offensively to just get the ball moving easily. But if there's one thing I've learned about watching Mixtape this season, it's that hold your horses when it comes to rooting against them. Their wins are not always pretty, but they do manage to pull it out.
A 4-4 game in this mixed final. Got to go all the way back to 2011 to find the last mixed championship game that went to Universe. That was when Blackbird beat the Polar Bears 17-16 in the Bay Area Thriller. Last year, a Slow White 15-11 win over Metro North. The year before that, Mixtape lost by 2 against Dragon Thrust, the third of Dragon's 3 consecutive titles. Burton sending it deep, and it's easily intercepted by Ing. Ing baited it. Usually don't see Burton fall into that trap, throwing into a mismatch. Stephen Ing has been very solid. Dishes to DeSabato. Benelli looking to the end zone. Danielle Walsh runs it down. The former college basketball player at nearby Florida Southern in Lakeland, Florida. Went to grad school at Wake Forest. She started playing Frisbee, and she's got the go-ahead goal in the mixed final from Austin Benelli.
What a great head fake to get that cut started. That's smart basketball moves put to good use on the ultimate field.
Danielle Walsh, an incredibly competitive player, so says her coach. Uses any adversity as an opportunity. Formerly played with Green Means Go in the women's division. And Benelli has been an important player as well. Third-year member of this team. To play for 7 Express. So that's now 5 of the last 6 points from AMP after they fell behind 3-0. Burton stays out there. Bolton and Ikeda as well. Abramovich and Kircher playing together downfield. Grace Noah, Brad Hauser started as the deep cutters as well. Bolton slings it. Hauser in pursuit. And it lands incomplete. Hauser had no chance. And Mixtape crumbling a little bit here.
Mixtape just not able to connect. Offensively, I felt like everyone on the team was looking to the other person to do something. Cuts were not coming in a timely manner, not moving to a helpful space. Bolton, sensing the stagnation of the offense, just put an ill-executed huck out to Hauser.
Normile tried to zip it through the traffic, and that was not a good idea. Abramovich with the easy D. Burton puts it on Hauser's sweet spot this time. In the end zone, the punch spike to tie it up at 5.
That one will work.
What do you think Normile saw here?
I am not sure, because I saw a lot of white jerseys. That was a tight lane, and Burton threaded it really well, and gotta give credit to Hauser for managing to keep himself in the end zone as he made that catch.
That had to be thrown with zip. Rob Robinson, Stuart Keene have played excellent defense so far for AMP.
So we'll see if that play from Hauser is enough to change the energetic momentum for Mixtape, which really has been struggling to find themselves offensively.
Mentioned it yesterday, Megan, but Mixtape, Mystic Dom Cavallero, since he hurt himself in practice, he was a really solid offensive contributor for this team, guy they relied upon. Also Drew Johnson and Claire Revere. I was a little surprised, frankly, how it didn't seem to impact him that much yesterday, but perhaps those missing 6 legs making a difference today.
That's a good point, and it's worth mentioning that Mixtape played the later semifinals yesterday, so it was a really quick turnaround between last night's game and this morning.
We'll see Bolton, so they went back to their house, put in some microwave dinners, some frozen pizza, try to get a meal, try to get some rest, and we're back here this morning.
It's not exactly the best way to take care of yourself after some really tough games.
Of course, Nationals has become more forgiving with a schedule that has changed since the last time we were in Sarasota. No longer the power pools. Mixtape only had to play 1 game Friday, 1 game Saturday, and now 1 game Sunday after playing 3 on Thursday. Another red zone giveaway. Ian could not thread the needle. Lake just cut off his movement up the line.
What up, Evan?
Here's Henry Fan. Teammates call him Stacks. McKibben takes the reset. Seeing Mixtape in a vertical stack downfield, creating space near both sidelines. And well, let's just go over the top, says Fan. Evan Klein reads it better than Perifico, although Perifico thinks a push-off was involved. Let's take a look.
So you're calling a foul. You're contesting?
He was touching him, but I don't know that that was a push-off.
All right, so you can leave it a foul contest, or you can come to me. Observer ruling, there was no foul. Disc is going to be retained here. Everyone's going to go back to where they were when the catch happened.
Foul ball is overruled by the observer.
And when you're ready, you can ground check the disc.
Evan playing with this for mixtape.
Bold shot to the end zone, and Henry Fan rises up to score.
Like we do have a call at the
But there was a
throw.
call. Conversation continues between Klein and Perifico.
Well, regardless of the outcome, we can say that was a fantastic grab by Fan. A dicey put, but a great grab.
Observer signal to stall.
Playing it as a contested stall.
Stall call. That call is fantastic. This will come back.
It'll come in on 8. Take away, Fans score. Going to the other direction, and that's intercepted by Anna Thompson.
Anna Thompson with a takeaway for Amp.
And another call.
Looks like we do have a call though.
McKibben claims she was fouled.
Foul contest.
If I'm Thompson, I go to the observer here.
So no one moved?
Foul
When
ball
you're ready,
is
it looks like
overruled by the
everyone's in position.
observer.
Ground check the disc.
Possession will stay with Amp.
There you go. 20 seconds.
And keep it. Thompson gets the dig.
And turnover on the
I'm
knee
sure
block.
the wind is vicious enough to make that a good choice.
Agreed.
Although easy for us to say in the cozy confines of the booth. Up the line, past the laying out. Z-Chen, incomplete.
Turnover.
4 turnovers now on this point at 5-all.
Calvin Trissolini picks up for Amp.
Alvin Trissolini initiates. He wanted to send Nico Lake, but he would have been throwing into a poach. Linda Morse to Anna Thompson. There's a stoppage. Tell Thompson was like a fireball throwing pitcher, getting ready to wind up and unleash one. There goes Trissolini. Fan trailing. Trissolini! Horizontal happiness. And takes its first lead.
The speedy and athletic Trissolini makes the most unusual celebration I think I've ever seen.
He did not make it all the way through that signage, by the way. The sandbags, I think, got in the way. Second lead for Amp. They led 5-4, then Hauser tied it up 5-all. Great grab from the Donovan finalist. And he thinks he's going to go for a little stroll, but they realize there are big sandbags down there, and usually some water bottles, Nalgene's. He's not exactly Andy Dufresne.
Makes his retreat, I guess.
say about Anna Thompson?
She's amazing.
Sums it up.
I think it sums it up pretty succinctly. She's got some really amazing puts.
Who does she remind you of? I mean, she's just 20 years old.
I think she reminds me of Jessie Witt from Phoenix. A little more athletic than Jessie Witt, but with a really fantastic set of throws that she uses with impunity.
Burton will pick it up. He's got Ikeda trailing. Bolton and Hauser downfield with Wynn, Kircher, and Abramovich. Oh, tremendous trailing edge defense. Kircher thought she was fouled.
Looked pretty clean to me.
It was Zumbrum who thought he had the D2. Keep an eye on the legs of the two players. They maybe got tangled a little bit.
Here we go, Casey. Here we go, Jesse. Here we go, Lonnie.
The wind is making it tough to hear these observers.
I didn't have any view of behind her back.
Was there a foul? Was there contact?
Oh, yeah, I did not see that. Never hear us.
Okay, observer ruling. There was no foul. The disc is going to stay here. On a turn, defense, touch the ground, disc will be live.
The observer overrules the foul. There's no foul on that play.
So it's a mixed team turnover. And now AMP in search of its first multi-goal lead in the final. Carter, low throw kept alive. Walsh turned it over.
And turnover.
Bolton airs one out. Hauser adjusts and scores.
Nice patience on that read from Hauser as he waits for the disc to finally wrap around to him. Here's that throw from Walsh. It's just a little too far.
Bolton didn't give Hauser a chance on a previous huck, but this one just floats it with the ankle, allows Hauser to read it. And Brad Hauser now with 3 of Mixtape's 6 goals.
Hauser had such a nice performance in the semifinal against Slow White last night. It's hard to think of him topping that. And yet, I think he's already done so far today.
We played 12 points. The only one that was completely turnover-free was the first one, when Jesse Bolton saved Mark Burton a turnover with that great layout grab in the end zone to our right.
Really felt along with the ball for Mixtape.
Amp is up a break right now. After falling behind a couple breaks at the outset. Lake needs a reset. He must have had a contact call in there to reset the count. And he breaks the mark and finds Trissolini downfield. And then Trissolini shoots it. Raha Mozafari. She's got it! The 12-year veteran, Raha Mozafari, makes it 7-6. And there's the second turnover-free point of the game.
Watch her make that grab and twist her body to ensure she absorbs the impact evenly across her front so that she doesn't drop the disc. That's athleticism in play, able to hold on for the team she has been fighting so hard for, not just this season, but for 11 previous years.
She was 21 in her second year on the team when they last made it to the semis. They lost to Slow White that year. Another Seattle mixed team won it all 2007. That was the glory days of Shazam Returns. Shazam won in 2004, and then of course they returned. But Trissolini continues to be highly involved. Amp could break for half and receive to start the second half. With a score here. Bonelli commences play at 7-6, and it'll be taken to the brick mark.
Hey, Austin, from the pool,
You missed it earlier today, a convincing performance from San Francisco Revolver, 15-7 over Austin double wide for the Revolver program's 5th national title, 2010. 11, 13, 15, and now 2017. Coming up later today, San Francisco Fury looks for its first title since 2012. Boston Brute Squad looks for its 3rd consecutive championship in the women's division. Here's Hauser in the under this time. Floats it for Burton. This is part of the field where Burton loves to get the disc and then be the decision maker. And there's Alicia Dixon. Lonnie Wynn says she had it, and Dixon apparently agrees. Watching it live, I thought Dixon may have gotten there.
Me too.
I'm not sure. Wynn certainly had it. Dixon might have touched the disc first. If Wynn still got her fingers on it, that's a tough call. Maybe we'll take another look after the point. Of course, Dixon agreed, so no controversy. Perhaps the disc telling the truth. Stephen Eng rifles one. Bonelli takes the timeout. About 20 yards from the goal line.
Austin Bonelli with the disc for Amp. He'll take a
Johnson
timeout.
looking slightly frustrated with that decision as she was streaking towards the end zone.
Down here for once.
There's that foot just a little too far. Amp quick to pick up and absolutely jack it.
Yeah, Mixtape did not get into a transition defense quickly enough. So Bonelli will have it with no stall count on the doorstep. Looking to take half 8-6. The Achieving Collegiate Excellence program recognizes that sustainable programs are pivotal to the growth and mission of USA Ultimate, embodying the 3 C's of USAU: character, community, and competition. Aces 5-star teams this year, the Case Western Reserve men and women, the Florida State men, and the St. Olaf women. 4-star teams include the NC State women, Northeastern South Carolina, and Wisconsin lacrosse. And the 3-star teams, Brandeis Cal, Mississippi State, Nevada, Puget Sound, and Swarthmore. You can learn more about the ACE program by visiting usaultimate.org.
With the disc out of the timeout. Mark Burton on the mark for mixtape.
How about this defense that mixtape's throwing out of the timeout, Megan?
I always think it's a little bit risky to throw a zone so close to the end zone because downfield you're outnumbered.
Low lazy throw from Matt Carter, a gift for Seattle Mixtape. Bolton just had to chuck it, but he's got Hauser. Brad Hauser ties it up. It looked like nothing was brewing, and then Hauser took off.
I think that's fair to say, Evan. I don't think anything was brewing. There's that zone that ended up generating a great turn. Bolton had no options downfield. That was all he had.
It's a great feeling as a thrower when you just launch it and then one of your guys goes and makes a play.
Certainly, but I think it's indicative of a slight issue with Mixtape's offense that they're not able to work it under intelligently. I mean, that long put worked. I don't want to take away anything from how beautiful that looked. But Bolton had the disc for quite a few counts before that opened up. I think they're going to need to get a little more versatile if they hoped to pull away from AMP, who, I hate to say it, offensively looked dominant in this game.
Mixtape still leading by, or still trailing by a break. AMP could possibly receive these next 2 pulls, this one to take half, and then the next one out of the half. They'll certainly receive these next 2 pulls. The question is, will they capitalize on it? Nico Lake. Oh, Mike Ing with a sensational layout grab to sustain possession. Khalif El-Salam was poaching out of the lane there, taking away some of AMP's downfield options. Now Trissolini, marked by El-Salam, breaks the mark. Shields for the end zone. There's Linda Morse. Top 5 Callahan finisher this year at the University of Pittsburgh. And AMP up a break as they take half 8-7 in the mixed final.
Linda Morse doing what she does best. There's Ing's grab to keep the disc on O for AMP. And seeing Morse cut deep, the obvious choice. You know, something about Morse, I wouldn't go so far as to say that she's the flashiest player, but she is always working hard and just simply does her job. You put it to her deep, she's going to get it. Under tough coverage, she's going to get it. There, she showed her cutting prowess by pulling away and creating plenty of separation, but had the defense been tighter, I still would have thought she would have won.
Young standouts, the story for AMP. The semifinals yesterday, of their 15 goals, 10 of them scored, 11 assisted by USA U24 eligible players. So the young talent doing the heavy lifting, along with some veteran performances from Mosafari, Zumbrum, Perifico, DeSabato, and others. So AMP leads 8-7 at the break, and they're feeling pretty good, especially when you consider they were down 3-0. They closed the half on an 8-4 rally.
Yeah, their turnaround and determination has been something to
Folks, we'd
behold
also
for
like to
sure.
take a few moments to recognize the athletes in the mixed division who were selected by their teammate as individual Spirit Award
We are
winners.
halfway through our championship
These athletes-
coverage triple header today.
These athletes were singled out by their teammates as someone
Revolver,
who best represents
another
all the
champion.
qualities that make up Spirit of the game.
Meanwhile, we've
Players
got
who display respect for the rules,
conversation
for their
on the way.
opponents, and for the game itself. Let's give them all a big round of applause. First, from AMP,
For the
Rod
second day in a
Robinson
row,
and
we have the
Linda
privilege of being joined by
From
Andrea
BFG,
DeSabato
Simon
at the
Fox
half.
and
And
Kate Kingery.
it looked like Patrick Sherlock was pretty
From
animated when you guys
Blackbird,
had
Matt
a
Taylor,
group
and
meeting.
Deanne
We were trailing 3-0. What was the
From
primary
Dragon
message?
Crest,
Just to stay up, stay focused, keep grinding, not worry about what happened, just focus forward.
What are you seeing on the field, both offensively and defensively, that enable you to work as hard as you are and succeed so far against Mixtape?
I think we're balancing, taking a little bit of the risky shots, and also once we've taken a few of those, then be willing to work under and keep using our women and kind of take an extra second. Sometimes we're shooting on the first shot and it's working, other times we've done it, it hasn't worked, and so then we're balancing out. Either if there's another D that point, we're changing it up and trying to do whichever one we didn't do.
Did you feel like everybody stayed calm when Mixtape threw the early punch?
I think so, yeah. I think certainly coming off of the U.S. Open where the score was very much in their favor after the first half, I think this time we are much more prepared. We're a different team than we were then, and we weren't really fazed by it.
Well, it's anybody's game, and you guys are up a break. Congratulations on the first half. We appreciate you joining us. Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Andrea DeSabato with her team in front, 8-7 in this mixed final. Mixtape looking for the triple crown. This one's going to go down to the wire. You can sense it.
Individual Spirit Award winners.
Tight game at the half of the mixed final. Back at USAU Nationals in Sarasota, 8-7. Philly AMP leads, but it was Mixtape who got off to the great start. Jesse Bolton. A play to remember for Seattle. That was a turnover-free hold, and then Henry Fan giving Evan Klein a chance to elevate.
Yeah, Mixtape was looking great off to their rip-roaring start. They got some fantastic stops on AMP and then were able to convert very quickly. But AMP turned the tides, and things just haven't looked the same for Mixtape since.
We talked about Anna Thompson in the Open. She's been very involved. So have Trissolini and Perifico. That's the second huck of the point from Calvin to Nick. The second one was the charm as AMP connected for the goal that knocked him within 1 and 4-3. And then Normile very involved. That's Danielle Walsh. That gave them their first lead at 5-4.
And as DeSabato said, they really did a great job of adjusting offensively to keep this game close. However, Mixtape still showing some fight in this game. Their offense hasn't looked quite as smooth as AMP's, but they still have kept the game very close.
Vintage Raha Mozafari for the goal that made it 7-6. Then Hauser, his third, making his fourth goal of the half to tie it up at 7. Ings catch to keep it alive. And then Shields to Morse to take us to the break. 8-7 is your score. No rain in the forecast, but umbrellas are useful when it's been this sunny all weekend in Florida. In the second half, we're joined by Seattle Mixtape's Drew Johnson. Drew, we're sorry not to see you out there, but what has it been like supporting the team from the sideline, and what are your thoughts on how that first half unfolded?
It's been great. Supporting the team is just a great vibe on our team. So, you know, half of it is playing and half of it is just being around everybody. You know, honestly, I cried some tears of just frustration just because I love playing and I want to be out on the field with my team, but the vibe is great and just being around them is enough, you know?
We know how important high spirits are to Mixtape to ensure success, but it looks like you guys are having difficulty getting momentum started. What's it going to take in the second half?
You know, the game is always about us and our mentality, and, you know, we just had a pep talk from Henry Fan, so I'm not worried at all, honestly. We've been down in many games, and we've won 2 games on double game point, starting on D, going up win this tournament alone. So this is no adversity that we haven't seen before.
A pep talk from Henry Fan, and you're not worried. What's involved in that pep talk then?
Oh, a lot of stuff that's inside jokes and probably would not make sense for anybody else.
This team often feels like an inside joke, and yet you have a lot of talent. Brad Hauser heavily involved. It looked like Jesse Bolton just launched it deep to nobody, and then Hauser emerged. What's it been like watching him score goal after goal?
You know, I've played with Brad since 2014, and he's kind of like that sneaky cutter that he's a quiet guy, you know, not a big personality, but he's just grown, and he's an athlete through and through. And so I think he's finally getting the props that were due, you know, 2 and 3 years ago when people didn't know his name.
One of the very few quiet personalities on this team, but we like that about you guys. We wish you the best of luck in the second half. Thanks for joining us,
Yeah,
Drew.
thanks very much. 2 chains.
Hope you feel better soon. 8-7 your score, second half when we return. AMP and Mixtape, the top 2 seeds. Of course, we've got a nail biter in Sarasota. As you can see, a big first half for Brad Hauser and Mark Burton. AMP spread out the scoring with Anna Thompson and Calvin Trissolini each dishing 2 assists apiece. If you're curious, there was a third-place game in the mixed division, and Seattle BFG defeated Boston Slow White. So Seattle will have 2 teams in the top 3 in the mixed division at Club Nationals this year. Will it be 1-3 or 2-3? That's what we'll find out over these next 10, 12, 14 points or so. We are just under 17 minutes away from the soft cap. And what a pull. Landed in the back corner, bounced out of bounds. So it'll be walked up to the corner. Evan Lepler with Megan Tormey, national champion in the Masters division this year. Competed at Nationals many, many times with Chicago Nemesis, defensive stalwart in her heyday. Which gives you an appreciation for some of the defense we've seen this weekend.
Sure, it's one thing to have big, flashy D, but it's so much more exciting on a nuanced level to have good team defense that really stops an offense in their tracks.
Anybody want another El Salam Parifico battle? You got one. Parifico won it. Well, Zafari takes the reset for Rosso. Dixon. This is Normile. Just flicking it to the break side of the field. And there was a stoppage.
Foul called.
Just looked like it was going to be a score, then it looked like it was going to be a turnover.
Who made the call?
These 2 right here.
Okay. Yeah, so it's going there. Contested? Okay.
Yes.
She said 8 when I threw it.
All right, it's coming back
okay.
to 6.
It's okay, Brad.
Stalling 6. Yeah, disc in stalling 6.
It was some time before.
Oh, okay, we think it's even further back. 4? 4? All right.
Coming in on stall 4.
Stalling 4, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, coming in on stall 4.
All right. Everyone else is in good position. Go ahead. Check in when we're ready.
Carolyn Normile looking for an opening. What a throw. Over Dixon, though, and it's Cam Bailey. Coming out of nowhere for the D, but there was a call on the release. Just looked good, and they just kept on rising. Dixon ended up not having a play on it.
But uncontested? So you're not contesting, so. Okay.
We're
still moving.
Lozano.
All right, there's that when you're ready.
Gives Normile a fresh count. Again, the break, and this time the connection.
Third time's a charm, and Normile's toss into the end zone got better and better each try.
That's Philly 9, Seattle 7.
Rosso the goal. It was set up by this flick puck from Matt Zumbrum as Perifico goes up over El Salam yet again. Got away with a subtle little touch push. That's Bobby Roos, not Rosso, who punctuates the point. It just seems like Philadelphia has great trust in all of their players near the goal line. Make it 9-7.
I agree. They are fairly disciplined about setting up in a nice stack. I think that's why, in particular, yesterday we saw Normile have some nice over-the-top of the stack throws because they're very disciplined in their setup and their spacing. Today, a little bit windier, which makes those sorts of throws far more tricky, but still exhibiting that trust and discipline as they get their end zone offense set up.
Michael Ing on the pull for him.
Michael Ing back out there on defense. Burton eats up the pull to Bolton. Bolton beats Stephen Ing up the line. Matt Carter marking Mark Burton again. Kircher stared down by Thompson. Here's Wynn. Pick in the end zone. Wynn, ambitious. Michael Ing is there defensively for Philly. You know, a year ago, Megan, in the mixed final, it was a lot about Tanner Johnson. This year, Michael Ing is playing a slightly different role, but similar impact. A young guy, still early in his college career, clearly is one of the top players in the mixed club final. Next tape, another chance though in the red zone. Lonnie Wynn to Burton. How about the lefty backhand fake? Opened up the throwing lane to Hauser, who timed it well. His 5th goal of the game.
Important point for mixtape. There's the careless throw from Amp that gave possession back to mixtape after they turned it over earlier. There's that lefty fake. Nice cut across from Hauser. Hauser has been performing well at a time when his team absolutely needs him to. Do think it's interesting on mixtape. You know, they have found themselves pushed against the wall many times throughout this season. As I've said before, their wins aren't always pretty, but they do manage to fight hard when the occasion calls for it. And it's not always the same person who does the work. Mark Burton, probably the most dynamic player on mixtape, but he isn't necessarily the only person making game-saving plays. I saw performances from Drew Johnson that kept them alive at the Pro Championship. Khalif El Salam made some great plays in the wild card game when it was universe point. He got 2 Ds that they finally were able to capitalize on. And today, for sure, Brad Hauser doing work to keep them in this game.
He scored Mixtape's last 5 goals. Bolton, Klein, and Cogburn had the first 3, and Hauser's had the last 5. Here's Zumbrum for Ant. Breaks the mark to Dixon. Rosso uncorks. Mozafari chased by Cogburn. And El Salam arrives just in time to take charge and clean it up.
Cogburn and Mozafari reading each other more than the disc. El Salam coming in behind with a good read, and here a fantastic throw.
Evan Klein in pursuit. He's got it. El Salam's throw about 80 yards in the air. And a break for Mixtape to tie it up 9-all.
We're all tied up at 9.
Here's the throw to Mozafari, which Cogburn and Mozafari both misread. You see El Salam coming in on the right with a better read, walking it up to the end zone, and then just unleashing a beauty.
It kept its flat form the entire way.
Yeah, that was a piece of cake for Klein to read. This is the kind of play that can be a momentum changer, especially for a team as emotional as Mixtape.
No question about it. El Salam has been on the quieter side statistically. Of course, he's playing defense. There's his first assist of the game. He had 1 huck yesterday. As it stands now, it's a game to 6, but I doubt we're going to get that far because we're about 6.5 minutes away from the soft cap. Every point critical. Seattle has had its share of second place. They've never finished second, but they don't want to start now. Offsides called on Seattle. They'll re-pull.
Mixtape was offside.
So El Salam will wind it up again out there with Abbott, Fan, Bailey, Cogburn, Capistashi. Nico Lake. Here's Michael Ing. He'll unwind. Too much. Could not replicate El Salam's beauty. Intended for Morse.
Yeah, there was a lot of adrenaline behind that throw. Morse is a fantastic receiver. You have to work pretty hard to overthrow her, and he did by a long shot.
That throw floats over and too far out of bounds.
He's going over to pick up Durant.
Pretty good field position for Lake. Trissolini. Takes the reset for Devlin. Again. El Salam lost his mark to poked down the line a little bit. Now he closes in. A 9-9 game in the mixed final between two teams who have never won the mixed division national title before. 20-year-old Anna Thompson gets it to Trissolini. Bailey crawling his way to set the mark. And Amp exhibits patience and precision near the goal line. Nico Lake the score. Philly back in front by 1.
It's the throw that simply sailed over Bert Abbott's head. Close enough to Amp's end zone that they were able to work it down with ease. Mixtape set a nearly frantic defense on Amp, throwing themselves around to try and close down all opportunities, but that was just a nice, tight cut from Nico Lake to shake his defender. Watch as he cuts to the end zone line, then back to the front of the end zone.
Now less than 3 minutes away from soft cap. Nico Lake scores his second goal. Trissolini continues to add to his lead in the team assist department. Well, we've heard Mixtape say it over and over again. They're not going to be afraid of these types of moments. Critical situation, trailing by 1, couple minutes away from the cap. Bolton, Burt, Wynn, Kircher, Abramovich. Hauser out there as well, but nobody's covering Paige Kircher. A defensive breakdown, a bad time for it. Mixtape scores in about 20 seconds.
And this is a tough game to have a blown assignment in. Not sure when and where the miscommunication occurred. But Kircher all too happy to have that easy goal under her belt.
Abramovich just put it right on the money. No defender nearby. So we're tied 10-all. Now less than a minute away from the soft cap. It is almost guaranteed to be a game to 13. El Salam back out there with Klein and Fan. Mixtape with the 4 females, Lozano, Cogburn, Garrity, and McKibben. And for Philly Amp, you see Devlin, Trissolini, Mosafari, Thompson, Ing, Morse, and Lake. This point is just about execution. You know your opponent, you know their game plan. Can you take what's given to you? Thompson airs it out. Mosafari, she's got it. Anna Thompson with the dime of the day.
Mosafari in the end score. That's Philly 11.
Look at this.
Seattle 10.
If you're not in love with Anna Thompson by now, then I don't know what it's going to take. This young lady sure knows how to play.
And this Amp team, which has been so reliant on its incredibly strong core of female players, goes to 2 of the best with the game on the line. The youth to the experience. Little Raha to Raha.
20 years old in the club national finals, rising to the challenge all throughout the game.
So it's 11-10, game to 13.
That takes nerves of steel from someone like Anna Thompson. Her teammates must be so proud of her.
Of course, a product of that youth scene in the Seattle area, middle school out there. That's where she started playing. O-line back out there for mixtape. Burton sending it. Terrifico makes sure that Fawn doesn't have a play.
Jesse, you ball, baby!
That one not sailing high and long enough, but even if it had, Terrifico played it really well. Cut the angle just right. If the disc had stayed up a little bit higher, I think he would have gotten the D with no problem.
Terrifico's had himself a game.
He has.
Ing had the flick canceled by Jesse Bolton's left foot. Ouch.
That sure does hurt. Look at him realize, look at Bolton realize that there's a receiver about to run.
And Bolton completes the bookend, and Hauser dishes the score. 11 all, game to 13.
We're all tied up at 11.
This is classic mixtape. As I said earlier, Hauser is rising to the challenge just as his team needs him. Bolton as well. What a play. It's not as though he was in perfect position to make that foot block, but ran in to make the play when he realized the huck was going up, and then rounds out that fantastic play by getting himself in the end zone, making a good, easy cut for Hauser back towards the back pylon, yet allowing plenty of space for Hauser's foot.
We might be talking about that football for a long time. There's the Philly rooting section, trying to remain positive. Philly has the advantage here. They hold on offense. They do their job. They're going to be the national champs.
Let's go!
Bailey, Klein, McKibben, Garrity, Abbott, Fan. Noel Salam out there as Amp goes with the 4 females. Cogburn as well for Seattle. We had a really good pace to this one last few points. Here's the first stoppage in a bit. Really good second half, Megan. There has not been a single point in the second half that has featured more than one turnover per team.
Coming in on what's... I got your 5. So coming in on 4. Coming in on 4!
Shields with the disc. Mozafari breaks the mark for Nico Lake. Michael Ing. Stoppage. Thompson catches it. And I guess it's going to stay there because the pick was involving Abbott and Devlin in the stack. They're discussing whether it's going to stay.
This will stay with Emily Shields.
And Shields will keep it.
So it's going to stay here. It's going to come in on 1. Coming in on 1.
She's got Trissolini and Mozafari already in the end zone. And the traffic, another tough grab. Shields floats it high to the end zone where Cam Bailey awaits.
Cam Bailey has had a couple of really great end zone Ds now. He's another player that steps up for his team. I mean, that kind of play from him is motivated by pure passion.
Can this Mixtape D-line march at the full 70 in an 11-all game with a cap on? We're going to 13 in the mixed final. Here's Klein. Fan. Great dump defense from Ing, just forced the jack. Went over Mozafari, but Cogburn was not there to catch it, so a turnover aside on this critical 23rd point of the game.
Fantastic defense from Amp that forced that desperation throw. You saw Mixtape being pushed farther and farther to the end zone, unable to generate any momentum or even get it back to the center of the field.
Crisellini takes the timeout. He was looking deep to Ing. Klein was with him step for step. So he takes the timeout and Amp will regroup. Mixtape, winners over Noise, Public Enemy, Mischief, Wild Card, and Slow White. Two of those games going down to the wire. This game feels like it very well could be a 13-12 score as well. Not sure who's going to prevail. Amp had the one razor-thin game in pool play against Metro North. Comfortable wins in the bracket against Public Enemy and BFG yesterday. Mixtape has had 14 great chances in the game. They've only converted 3 of them.
So, just out of the timeout for Amp. And Bailey on the mark.
Bailey marking Crisellini. Ing at the back of the stack. He cuts to the break side. From the front of the stack, Nico Lake takes off. Emily Shields is going too. And Jen Cogburn wins the day in the end zone there.
Smart defense from Cogburn at an absolutely crucial moment.
Back to live action. Bailey caught the first pass from Fan. And now Klein uncorks. Fan is there. Near the goal line, floats it to space. Cogburn had it, lost it. Unreal. Maybe the win at the last second and a little extra flutter. This one looked like a done deal.
The catch that really put them at the doorstep of their first championship win. She will not be forgetting that catch anytime soon.
Who's still got the legs? Michael Ing, and it go through his grasp on what looked like a gorgeous flick from Mozafari.
And turnover on the deep one.
Wow, what a game.
Henry
That too is a done deal.
The 5th turnover of this crucial point will get the 2nd timeout.
Takes the timeout for
Mixtape with another great chance. Think of all the track workouts, all the practices, all the pods. all the thought that goes into it. And you never know if you're going to get a moment like this. And 11 all in the finals. And for these 14 players who are out there right now feeling it, it's something they'll never forget. For their teammates who are watching on the sideline, it is a roller coaster, even more so.
Absolutely. You fight and hope for an opportunity like this, and then you fight and hope that you will seize the moment.
Gotta compliment the Philadelphia chorus.
Yeah, all in the same key.
Yeah, they are well pitched.
I'm going to go so far as to say the best I've heard at Ultimate Nationals.
Lake Wilmarth fan. Cogburn last in the stack. They hit Bailey at the front of the stack. The guy they call Stacks catches the slasher. And here's Klein. Up the line, Bailey waited for it, but used his body to carve out the space, and now Henry Fan fires a laser to nobody.
That was a miscommunication between Fan and Fiona McKibben. McKibben, a late addition to this mixtape team. You have to think they just haven't quite had the chemistry. Haven't quite had the time to develop the chemistry. And that showed in that particular play right there.
Klein and Ing matched up. Mozafari and McKibben. Shields and Garrity. Lake and Fan. Trying to get it to Thompson. She finally shakes free and hits Lake. The return throw completes the goal. And after 6 turnovers and 2 timeouts, Philly takes a 12-11 lead.
And the Amp scores at Philly 12, Seattle 11.
Take a deep breath, Megan.
Watch as Lake releases to Thompson and immediately cuts up into the end zone. Thompson, recognizing what he's about to do, pops it just out in front of him. And immediately, Mixtape hangs their heads. That is not a good place emotionally for Mixtape to be.
Seattle will get its offense back out on the field. Hauser, Bolton, Burton, Fall, Wynn, Kircher, and Abramovich. Philadelphia's 1 point away. Seattle's 2 points away. There are at most 2 points left in the mixed final. A breakout weekend for Anna Thompson on the national stage. A look at the mixtape 7. Philadelphia counters with a strong D-line. Matt Carter has done about as good of a job as you can do on Mark Burton throughout this game. 22-year-old out of George Mason University. Fong cuts underneath, guarded by Perifico. Kircher to Burton. Bolton. Fong. Bolton. Overthrows Wynn, but guess who's there? Brad Hauser with his 6th goal. And it has all come down to 12 all with 1 score left.
Hard hearts must have sank when that throw went over win. Hauser can do no wrong for Mixtape today. Hauser clearly not letting what's at stake get to him.
Well, it's decision time. You spent a lot of time thinking about, okay, we've got 1 point to win a national title. We're on defense or we're on offense, who we're gonna put on the field. Khalif El-Salam's back out there for Seattle. You see Cogburn, Hauser staying out there, McKibben, Garrity, Fan, Burt Abbott. No Mark Burton on this Universe point line as the Philadelphia AMP team again goes with the 4 females. Mozafari, Morse, Devlin, and Thompson with Lake, Trissolini, and Ing. Here we go. Next goal wins. What a grab by Raha Mozafari. One of the biggest catches of her life. Lake looking long. Trissolini will not get there. El-Salam will pick it up. Can Mixtape win when pulling on Universe for the 3rd time at Nationals to take their first title and complete the Triple Crown?
Here's the look from Lake. That was just too far for Trissolini.
El-Salam, McKibben did not run through. And Anna Thompson regains possession back for Philadelphia.
Here you see McKibben just slow down when Anna Thompson does not.
Mozafari to Ing. Lake. Incredible tension here in Florida. A championship at stake for AMP and Mixtape. One team's euphoria is another team's devastation. The only question is which one will experience which emotion. Trissolini flips into the end zone, and it's off the wrist of Ing. Another chance for Seattle. This has been wild.
Ing has been such a force for AMP. To think that Mixtape has had 2 possessions on this point alone from mistakes made by AMP.
The disc fluttered just a tad, and that was enough. Ing colliding with El-Salam, who lefties it for Henry Fan. Khalif El-Salam. High throw caught by Cogburn. Now Mixtape in position. And a stoppage, a pick downfield, just to exacerbate the tension.
When we're ready. Timeout called.
And Mixtape will make us wait even longer.
That is the final timeout.
Seattle. gives us a chance to take a deep breath. All together now.
I can't imagine the tension in both of these huddles as they try to set their nerves aside and discuss a game plan that they think is infallible. This might be the last shot AMP has to put defense on this Mixtape squad. And this might be the last chance Mixtape has to complete the Triple Crown.
The Mixtape is their second and final timeout of the game.
Wonder what's going through his mind right now. Can you bottle up everything and dial in the focus like you need to? Adam Thompson has had an incredible game.
Holyfield allowed to put the disc in play. He's about 10 yards out.
Sidelines as active and on edge as they've ever been. Henry Fan's going to make the cut from the handler spot. Looking for Hauser. Tough one-handed grab. Hauser to the end zone. And it is a good goal for Seattle Mixtape. A national title for the first time in program
That's
history.
the final here in this mixed championship game. Seattle Mixtape 13, Philadelphia at 12.
Hauser
Amazing
to
game out there, everybody.
Abbott
Thank
to
you very
complete
much
the
for
Triple
that.
Crown. What a game.
The look on Burt Abbott's face when she realizes this is finally over. That it is done and her team has won.
With that win, just an FYI, Mixtape does win the Triple Crown. They're the first Triple Crown winner.
Elation on one side.
Seattle Mixtape, great run, everybody.
And extreme disappointment, perhaps regret from the other. So close as you can be without experiencing the glory for real. Wow. 13-12 Mixtape national champs.
Team awards here in just a couple of minutes. We'll let them have their spirits up.
The USA Ultimate National Championships are presented by Discraft Ultrastar. Find the official disc of USA Ultimate at more than 1,900 US retail locations. Well, a historic mixed championship game. Philadelphia had a chance at 12-all. Michael Ing could not make the catch. And then on the flip trip, Brad Hauser connected with Burt Abbott for the win. And Brad Hauser joins us now down on the field. Has your heart stopped beating after this crazy, incredible finish?
No, I think it's beating harder than ever. I mean, long points, hot summer. I mean, it's been a long run, and that was a long point, long game, and we just ground it out 1 point at a time.
I know you guys are a team that believes in each other, but there had to be some wavering belief when they kept having opportunities down the stretch.
Absolutely. We've played this team before. We've scouted them. Not ashamed of it. We know their names. We know the matchups. We tried to do our homework. They came out. They punched us in the face over and over again. Lucky to come up with some breaks of our own.
Breaks indeed. Brad, you just completed the Triple Crown. How do you feel about that? What does this mean to you?
I've been somebody who's played on this team for year after year after year. I've played for this team for 8 years now. We started from the absolute bottom, playing pickup with a lot of these guys out here today, and now we're going to Worlds and we just won Triple Crown, so couldn't feel any better.
Last thing, what did you see on that last possession? Khalif calls the timeout. Tell us what you guys talked about in the huddle, and did it go just as you planned?
Khalif on that sideline called people that I know he believes he can make a play. It kind of got scrappy, but we made it work. We pride ourselves in being able to adjust and being dynamic, versatile players, and I think we showed it off in that entire game, and we even showed it after that timeout right there.
Congratulations, an incredible season and an epic final. I'm sure you'll enjoy watching it down the road. Brad, go enjoy it. You're a national champ.
Thank you.
Brad Hauser of Seattle Mixtape. Our discraft play of the game will be the last goal of the game. Bert Avin, exhausted, almost like it took her a second to realize what that catch meant. You can tell there was some nerves. It almost slipped away. Wow.
Not a lot that can be said after that heart-stopping game. You called it earlier that it was going to be down to the wire, and it was exciting all the way.
Mixtape needed universe point in the quarters and the finals and in a pool play game as well. But this is a team that over and over again in close games got the job done and takes a little bit of luck. Luck meets preparation. They're worthy champs. Hard loss for AMP to endure, but certainly that program with their incredible youth will be back and hungry in the future. We congratulate Seattle Mixtape on their remarkable Triple Crown, culminating here in Florida with a national championship. This one was memorable. Purifico made so many great plays. Mo Zafari, Thompson, Ing. But in the end, it's Seattle Mixtape 13-12 over Philadelphia AMP. For Megan Tormey, this is Evan Lettler saying so long for now. Brute Squad and Fury in the women's final. It's got a lot to live up to. I bet it will. That's coming up at the top of the hour.